Back here. Time to finish this. Gonna do another couple hours on this at the moment, I think, is what we're gonna do. And try to finish it. Yeah. I have it running. Hold on, let me... This... Why is the mic... Okay, we're good. It's very weird how this is happening here. Send and receive. Problem is I don't know if the environment is good or not. Well, this here isn't passing the buffers correctly. This looks like it should be. Is there? Yeah, because this just returns M's. This is wrong here. Right? Is this wrong? Hold on. It actually might be right. Yeah, because we get Bell here. Okay. What's in the observations here? Zero. Really? Okay, now we have data. Why was this getting called before, 119? No rewards. But that could just be sparsity. Or hypers. It looks reasonable. This num-ems is concerning. Right? Let me see if this gets passed. Yeah, we get 512 ends. If I do this. I get stuck. I'm not making any progress. Oh. Hold on, maybe. Okay. Appears to have some correct data. Yeah, look at that. It learns. Okay. So if this works, then, this is very simple now, right? Few improvements for sure, but this is very simple. This is a little jank here. Well, if I do multiprocessing, it'll be different, right? Or array, for that matter. Yeah, you see this serial? Pretty awkward. It'll take some work. I mean, for now, we can check the init here. If we're committed to having this. Alright. Yeah, so we can tell from this. Slightly obnoxious. Whoops. Hold on. I realized I didn't unmute the darn mic when I came back before. Jeez. It's been a little bit chaotic today. I've got like people here at installing the mini split. They just finished finally, so that's nice to have. It's 4 p.m. I'm trying to think what I want to do about this. The situation here is a little bit tricky. There are kind of some delicate things that I need to work out. This is just going to take a little longer. Hold on. Background noise. I have a few things that I got to work out here, and they're just going to take a while. Like, I can at least talk through what I'm trying to do here. So, the way Pufferlib works, you have this giant block of shared memory that gets allocated, and then it gets sliced up and given to all the individual environments, right? That's what Pufferlib does. But the thing is, the way that it actually distributes those slices is a little bit jank. And it's going to require, like, fixing that is going to require possibly adding something to the environment API itself, I think. It's a little tricky. But basically, I've got to get this right, because this is kind of like the one thing of everything in Puffer. This is like the one thing that is very exposed to user and is going to be this like copied across all the different environments. This is like the one thing that actually has to be done pretty darn correctly. I mean, there's not even like a ton of stuff to code here. The amount of code is going to be relatively small. It's a lot more just thinking on how to do this. I guess like what I can do here, because here it's 4 p.m. And I have other stuff to do today as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spend a little bit of time right now trying to think through and see if I can figure out the last remaining questions. And then I'll end stream. I'll go do all the other stuff. I'll probably dev a little bit through the evening here. Try to get some progress on this. I got a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. And I'll be seeing what I can broadcast live. But the thing is, I'm pretty happy in the last couple of days. We've gotten so much progress in a relatively short amount of time on cleaning up this whole thing. It's really at this point we're just cleaning up loose ends. A couple last good decisions and some loose ends. And that requires a little bit of care. But this is going to make it very, very nice to do RL. This is the thing that I wanted to really do with Puffer. So, let's look at that. The main thing that's difficult is I think every env has to have an optional buffer argument or something. That's really awkward, though. Maybe it doesn't. The thing is, I don't want to have to add... Okay, here's the thing that's bothering me, right? Let's outline this, because this is a good software design talk. This buffer is essentially an internal detail, right? The internal detail is that when the environment is going to write stuff for observations, rewards, actions, when it's going to write data there into these buffers, those buffers have to be able to come from multiple places, and you have to be able to set those buffers to whatever you want. Okay? That's what you have to be able to do. So right now I have this like underscore assign buffers method, which is an internal thing that we use, which is the correct way to do it if you think about it. This works totally fine for standard Pufferlib API. Buffers are internal. They show up in the internal code base. Users do not need to know or care about them. They just magically make everything fast. No breaking API stuff, right? The problem comes when... Well, the problem comes when we try to do this stuff for native environments. So native environments are custom environments that are meant to be ultra fast and strip away a lot of the redundant elements, the things that are meant to handle environments that aren't built as nicely. So when that happens, right, the environments themselves, they need to know about the buffers on creation. Or do they? Wait a moment. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Hold on a second. Technically, it's observations, actions, rewards, dones. There is no reason that you should ever need any of these things on the creation of an environment. You only ever need these things before you reset. So technically I can create the environment, and then I can assign the buffers. Right? So you have a method assign buffers. The method can be part of puffer env. I'm trying to think what it looks like. You have this init function, right? It's another method is the annoying thing. Like yet another method. Well, maybe. Assign buffers. Maybe this is better. Split stuff up a little bit. like register buffers or assign buffers or something. It's actually kind of cool because I can check if the method is called correctly and such. It makes it way harder to silently screw up. Keeps the API consistent. I kind of like that. I'm going to have to think through the details. But I think that that's the solution. So the architecture overall, you have pufferlib vectorization. Vectorization can plug into any existing environment via the emulation layers. But if you want to go really fast, then you write your environment native, which it doesn't have to go through emulation. This allows you to do additional memory optimizations because the data buffers get propagated all the way down through the environment, so you're writing directly into shared memory. The way that that works is that after you create your environments, just the same as in Puffer, you assign buffers, but instead of assigning buffers to the emulation layer, you assign buffers directly to the environment, which means that if your environment is lower level, if it's in Python or C, you simply have to have one additional assign buffers method or similar. And the structure of that is flexible. It can vary based on how you're designing your environment. You're always going to have some little bit of boilerplate there. But the only boilerplate would be in Python, and it would literally just be a method that's like, well, actually, it doesn't even have to have any boilerplate. You can just declare observations and such as some variables. Can you do that? Wait, hold on. No, you still have to have one function. You have to have one function, but it's a very simple function. You just have to have like a register buffers method that assigns, that just passes the pointer to your data basically from Python to C. I think that's it. I think I figured it out. That is clean. That invokes 0 user API changes. Absolutely 0 user API changes. So it's non-breaking. The native, actually it makes the native API easier. It gives you a formal API for native. I do not like that you have to subclass it. But the thing is, you have to subclass something anyways, normally, right? You're subclassing like gym environment or petting zoo environment. I mean, technically, I don't think I should feel that bad about this because... Well, hold on, should I? Ooh, wait. Maybe there's... I think I have a solution. I think I got one. Yeah, we got it. We 100% have it. Here's the trick. The reason that we have to have this super call here, the only reason that we had to do this was because these buffers need to be assigned by here, right? You need to have the buffers assigned, so you need to have some sort of function that gets called on initialization. And the easiest function to call on initialization when you're already forced to use a class anyways is super. So you're forced into inheritance. But if I don't need those buffers, right, what I do is I do like, def, like, assign buffers, right? And then I can just do, I mean, it'll be more than this, right? It'll be like, or it'll be like this or something, right? And then the super call goes away. This buffer leaves. This buffer is not needed in these the arguments anymore. And then this is self.buff. Observations I like this. And mind you, if you handle the vectorization internally in C, then this gets even easier. You still have to write this stupid function, though. It's obnoxious. This makes sense. Let me think. I might have trolled a little bit. Well, it's a little bit better, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit better because what I can do is I can make this a base method of sorts, maybe. You still have to call something in Python, though, in order to assign these, don't you? It's still better though. It's still better this way because you no longer have to deal with it manually at all in the Python layer. So the Python layer is very easy. Still not 100% satisfied. Let me think. Not 100% satisfied. Reason being that I don't think there's a way generally to, should be a way to know how to assign these buffers, no? Maybe not. Well, the tricky thing is you want to be able to do... The thing I have here, right, is I have the individual M's in C and the loops in Python, but you'd also want to be able to have the loops in just C. It's only 2 cases. It's basically all you would ever want to do. I actually think I can just write that method. And if I put enough guards on it, then it will just work. And I won't need self.buff either. It'll just be self.observations. You know, this will be perfect. This should be perfect. What's the difference between pi x and pi d? You can ignore pi d. That's like a Python header. We're probably not going to use those unless we can automatically generate them. Like the stuff at the top of my pi x is essentially a pi d. Like the from extern import, like all those imports, those like functions. That's basically what a pi d does. Also, damn it, Linky. Took me half an hour to figure out while I was at the gym to like guess that it was probably that PR that broke stuff. uh, it's okay. It didn't take long to fix once I sat down. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've overlooked here. Well, the only thing is that a little like the code is gonna look like magically simple, isn't it? Working with a C++ dev and bindings with his game are in a pi d. Yeah, because that's like a Python header file. It's kind of awkward. Like, in theory, you should be able to automatically generate them, and it works for small projects. But when I run it on Raylib, it doesn't work nicely. So, it's a little obnoxious. It's okay, we don't need it. Okay, the one thing I'm not sure about is this actions buffer. The reason we do this differently is so you can pass in actions, right, without having to load them separately from a different source. That makes sense? I think. It's kind of awkward if you think about it, because internally we always have it in this format already. I guess it's okay to do it like this. It is kind of magic. It's not bad, though. You'll end up saving a little bit of this code. Things will be cleaner because the buff will be gone. It'll just be... Yeah, it'll be cleaner. Okay. I think we figured it out. I think we figured it out. Um, yeah, it's 4:38. Oh, hold on, we got Puffer Lib stuff in Discord going on here. What? Uh, this is amusing. I'll bite. What is this? Okay, this is funny. This is like a little game. There's not really, yeah, it's amusing. I'll tell him real quick to do. It's multi-agent, it looks like, yeah. Yeah. We'll give him the easy version. There we go. I mean, I guess I can technically go just start doing a little bit of this right now. Let's see. I mean, maybe it's not that bad, right? Sign buffers. How's this work again? We do like this. Greater env args. Num envs. Something is still confused here. Something is still confused. I think it still makes sense to have this damn thing as a base class, unfortunately, doesn't it? Yeah. It's kind of tricky, to be honest. Am I doing something wrong here by trying to avoid serial? I might be doing I might not be doing the right thing here, trying to avoid serial. I think I'm really gonna need to sit on this for a while. I think I will. I think I should just go get some exercise, get some food, do all the other things I gotta do today, and then maybe I'll get some time in the evening once I'm back in order to do some of this stuff, because like this is hard. This is actually like legitimately hard, because this is like designing. I mean, this is more design than anything, like software architecture. Software architecture. I don't know. I'm pensive. Definitely pensive with this. they're like they're kind of too many layers, you know? I'm not getting anything done if I'm just sitting here staring at this. This is honestly like, take a shower and think about it type of material or something, or, sit in a hot tub and think about it material. This is like, this needs to be done correctly. Basically, there are too many layers in the stack, and I don't want to add another one. But I have to be a little careful with how I go about it. So I'm just gonna end stream for now. Um, I think even though not much code was done today, I think there has been substantial like design progress on this, and I mean ultimately that's very important. Like the system architecture of Puffer is very, very important. I always say keep it simple, right? And I try to keep it simple, keep it simple. So I'm trying not to add stuff to it, but it's very hard to make stuff simple, right? It's very easy to build something complicated that works, but it's crap. Um, so yeah. Anyways, thanks folks. I got a busy couple of days coming up, but there will be more streams. I'm hoping that I can just like sit down for a couple evenings and get through writing all of this on my own, and then we'll be back like building cool M's and stuff. But for now, I will see you around. Bye.